Welcome to Leaf, a festival that makes like a tree and branches out. I'm thrilled and humbled to be presenting tonight's event. Some of you may already know me from around town. My name's Ian Hatcher. I'm a local poet and angel investor. What is it about electronic art that has the power to bring us all here together, year after year, night after night, exploring the very edge of the avant-garde in new medias? Electronic art is inherently transformative, based as it is on modulations. As modulations happen in work, we too are modulated. Electronic art is art made with signals that reflect and resonate with the signals in our own minds. It's powerful and it's exciting. And I can feel it in this room tonight. This room is charged. Do you feel it? Yes. It's like we're all here at the Olympics, but everyone is a winner. I'm so happy to be here with all of you. I'm here tonight to share with you a story and an extraordinary secret. It might not be a secret to you, but it was a secret for me until very recently. And it was last summer really that changed everything for me. I had known already, of course, that Colorado has a rich history of gold mining. It was part of what drew me here to seek my fortunes. And I was familiar too with the ancient art of alchemy. Oh, there we are. In my youth, I myself dabbled in alchemy. The methods and methodologies of modulatory practices of transforming experience. Alchemy, much like electronic art, is an applied practice of transformations. It's about experiential phenomena, a glimpse of truth from atop a challenging mountain, and a leap of faith. But I hadn't expected those histories to reach out and touch me so directly and so personally, even a little erotically. Gold. Gold. It's extraordinarily stable, supple, reflective. Of course, it's typically thought near impossible to produce from other substances due to its elemental nature. But sometimes, as Jeremy Bailey discussed last weekend at Recess, the impossible can indeed become possible. Last summer, I was at Signal Culture for a brand identity residency. And I spent long hours in the studio. I was up converting and down converting. And I made a lot of progress on my Richard D. James impression. One evening, I began applying control voltages to the Dave Jones raster manipulator. Some of you may be familiar with the raster manipulator. An extraordinary piece of hardware. And I was hoping to create logos for new ventures that I was hoping to found. But instead, I looked up and I saw this. You see it too. I ran from the studio to find Deborah and Jason, and I fell to my knees before them. I said, "Look at this, can you believe this?" And they said, "Yes, of course. And now you know." And that's how I learned. That's how I learned that you can produce from video signals, from electronic signals, mediated signals, you can produce physical bars of gold. Deborah and Jason had discovered this some time ago and were waiting for the right moment to share it. And so I'm really thrilled to be that conduit tonight. As it turns out, the mistake that so many alchemists in the past had made was to think that you had to start with physical materials. Einstein was right all along, and our dichotomy between matter and energy really means nothing. And by collectively shaping energy in just the right way, it can become material reality. I know this all might sound a little far-fetched to you. You might think this is just some setup, some bit that I'm doing. But I think the longer you think about it, the more intuitive you'll find it. The hints were just right there in our language all along. We talk about panning a camera, panning a gold. Gold is produced in bars, and what do you see when you look at a video test pattern? I've made a chart. Other links. Ancient wisdom hidden in the words we're using, buried in etymology, right there for us to find. But as I discovered in my subsequent testing, you need more than just electronic signals to produce gold. You need additional energies. One of those is very much present in this room. Just kidding. Artistic community. Yes, the elemental presence of genuine artistic community in a room gathered together, bound by friendship and aesthetic kinship, huddled gloriously in temporary respite from the crass whirlwinds of capital, to produce this most commodified of commodities. One must begin in a context antithetical to capital. Alchemy is only possible in the presence of this kind of energy. And doesn't that make a kind of sense? Isn't that always how it is? So you probably still don't fully believe me. But you don't have to take my word for it, because we're going to have a demonstration tonight. Tonight, all of us together in this room are going to produce gold. In that box. That empty, suspiciously theatrical box. Are you ready? So here's how this is going to work. Could you bring up the lights just a little in the house? Oh, hello. So, what I'll need from all of you to produce the right kind of community, energy, and a kind of ambiance of media is those of you who have phones, which is probably some of you, to pull out your phone and to either play video on your phone or audio on your phone. Any video, any audio, whatever you feel might work for this. Or you could record video. The huge satellite dish that I've installed right on the other side of this wall, that you probably saw coming into the building, will collect all of that energy and focus it right there. So when I give you the signal, just hold up your phones, let them play, let them be noisy. But as I learned when I was at Signal Culture in the studio trying to reproduce this discovery and to push it further, it's not only community energy that you need, there's an additional dimension. And that dimension is homoerotic potentiality. When I spend a lot of time in a small enclosed space, that kind of energy builds up like carbon monoxide. But in this room, we're going to need additional props. And so, I think these will work. Got blood. Oh. The second one, I calibrate this one. Oh, that's not great. That's okay. All right, and we are also going to have some real-time feedback so we'll know if this is working. This screen will give you feedback so you'll know how well you're doing. If you see red bars, it means the energy's not right. You should try something else, or just tilt your phone a little bit. If you see green bars, that means we're on the right track. That's warmer, so colder, warmer. Are you ready? All right, let's do this. There's no signal to start except for that. getting harder. Oh, I feel like that's a good sign. A very good sign. I think we did.
Check it.
Should we find out?
Yeah.
You can try it. Wow. That's definitely better. Do you want to see what's in the roots?
Yes.
What else could it be? You've all just made me so rich. Thank you so much for having me.